Dahanjo. Here we are back on the bike. It's 2026. Old by the time you've seen it. Yeah, so I've been releasing some videos regularly. I didn't mean to say the word regularly. I'm not sure where I was going with that. But none of them have been current videos. They've all been sort of backlogged because of one thing or another. So a quick recap here. Yes, so end of last season, got new engine mounts mostly installed, and I got a front tire that is, well, it loses a little bit. I'm talking really high. All right, slow down. Here we go. How you doing? Matt the Greeter, Bug Smasher. I have a front tire that will, in the cold weather, lose some PSI. And in the warm weather, it's not really a factor. It doesn't seem to lose PSI in the warm weather. That's interesting. Because if you asked me a couple weeks ago when it was still quite cold, I would say, you know, I can't ride unless blah blah blah. Well, now that the weather's warm, it's not leaking air, or at least not in any kind of appreciable way. So I'm just taking a couple blips around to keep the oil splashing around in the old machine and all that stuff. And but I'm gonna, a friend of mine's gonna help me take the tire off, and of course by help I mean he's gonna take it off and hand it to me, and I can stand proud with the tire. As though I had done the work, and then I can take it to the tire place, which is 40 minutes away, but they do great work. And so he was suggesting that it could be where the rim gets pitted. You know, if the bike belongs to a knucklehead like me who rides several seasons through the winter without realizing anything about rock salt and blah blah blah, then you might get a fair amount of pitting. And yeah, so some of you who have seen close-ups of the bike can see that it's a pretty lousy looking machine up close as far as that sort of part of it goes. So anyhow, what's up, buddy? That's a great dog. I can tell he's a great dog. He's a little rambunctious, but don't you just love that? Wow, this is a new bridge. How long has it been since I've been here? That long, I guess. Yikes. It was closed. This part of the road was closed for, oh, they got a stop sign here too. This part of the road was closed for a long time, and now I know why. Nicely done. Here, idiots. You hope they learn the lesson the easy way, but firmly. But no, I will not wave at that. Sorry. Sorry to say. Anyhow, that's enough of that. So yeah, so check it out. So I'll bring it down. So it could either be pitting of the rim, in which case my friend says that they could take the tire off, and they can sort of like work around on the rim. Like, I don't know if they sand it down a little bit, recoat it with whatever, and then remount the tire, and it should take care of it. The other thing I've heard about tubeless tires, now I don't know if it translates to motorcycle tubeless tires, but I know it does to bicycle tires that are tubeless, is sometimes the valve stem is either not out far enough, or there's something. You wish, buddy. Get him goggles, throw him on the back, you'll have a great time. Yeah, and I've heard of people sort of grabbing their valve stem, this is family friendly, and jiggling it a little bit, and it can sort of redistribute the gel or whatever is inside a tubeless tire, so that when so there's a little nut. Again, here we go. But anyway, you kind of unscrew that, you can jiggle the valve stem, and it can like redistribute some of the goo or whatever's inside, screw it back down, problem solved. So people do it with bicycle tires often, but I know nothing about it as it comes to motorcycle tires. So could it be that as well? So anyhow, even though I'm in a season now of warmer air and the tire doesn't leak like it does in winter, I don't trust it for any kind of a journey. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want to zip down the highway with a tire that may be losing PSI. Know what I mean? Yeah, you're nodding your heads. You guys agree. So anyway, that's the next thing. Also have the that odd vibration happening still. Extra vibratory input into my foot pegs, and you know, but again, like I've said, and I'll try not to mention it again until you know, it either gets dealt with or I just get used to it. But it could have always been this way before my motor mounts broke and I was riding with broken motor mounts for a year or however long it was. So maybe this is how the bike always felt. So you know what I'm talking about. You ever get in a situation like that where you're like, geez, you know, you start to doubt the past, and you're like, or the doubt, like the recent I almost said the recent present. Yeah, I mean, in my case, yeah, the recent present. Why not? So yeah, I'm gonna ask my friend if he'll ride the bike around and kind of get a feel for it and see if because he you know, he's a lifelong rider, so he may jump on it right away and say, oh, you know, just tighten this thing, tighten your brain back into its socket and get your head on straight. Anyway, so that's kind of where we're at. It's a joy to be out today. It's been a good, long, arduous winter. As I said in one of my recent posts, yeah, we in southwest suburban Boston area. Boston's right over there, over those yonder hills. Yeah, I probably pointed in the wrong direction. Anyway, long winter. We got walloped with that big old snow. Couple of feet, you know, 26 inches maybe. Why didn't you go? You'd have been happier if you went. Anyway, thank you. I'd have been happier if you went, maybe. I can't fly on this road today because it is just after winter, and you know, you get the old gravelies that haven't worked their way off the street yet, you know, so you can't ride it like you can ride it in late June. Anyhow, whatever I was saying likely wasn't worth it, but you catch my drift here. I want to be able to ride conscience free, you know, just doing my T-clocks and all that stuff, but conscience free as it comes to the mechanical capabilities of my bike. And yes, this is trepidation season also, because it does require the annual inspection of the motorcycle, you know, and the good guy is gone, and the nitpicker is the option that is local and readily available. So I don't care for the nitpicker, and so it's kind of like, geez, am I getting a colonoscopy this time, or you know, what's or is, you know, just gonna look up my nose, who knows. But I don't like that. Anyhow, Matt the Greeter, care about you. Good to be on the road again. You, me, Willie Nelson makes three, and I'm hoping this is a much better riding season. Is he covering her ears? You ought to. Oh, that's a cool little machine, huh? Throw a little V-twin engine on that and rip around, huh? All right, guys, Matt the Greeter. Busty leaping deer ahead. Bye.